Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Kathleen Drew, Chair of the Energy Facility Site Evaluation Council, calling this meeting to order. This meeting is, first of all, this meeting is for the Wautoma Solar Energy Project. This is a public hearing on the adjudicative hearing for this project. The purpose of this adjudicative proceeding is to determine if the council should recommend to the governor preemption of the local jurisdiction's land use provisions, and if so, what conditions should be included in the draft site certification agreement, which considers state or local governmental or community interests affected by the project. For those of you who are offering comments, I ask that you stay within that topic. To begin, Ms. Grantham, will you call the roll?
Certainly, Chair Drew. Department of Commerce.
Elizabeth Osborne, present.
Department of Ecology.
Eli Levitt, present.
Department of Fish and Wildlife.
Mike Livingston, present.
Department of Natural Resources.
Lenny Young, present.
Utilities and Transportation Commission.
Stacy Brewster, present.
For local government and optional state agencies, for Benton County, do we have Dave Sharp?
Dave Sharp, present.
And Washington State Department of Transportation, Paul Gonseth. Moving on, Administrative Law Judge Dan Gerard.
Present.
And do we have anyone present for the Council for the Environment? Chair, there is a quorum.
Thank you. At this point, I'll turn it over to Judge Gerard.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for your attendance tonight. As Chair Drew had stated just a moment ago, the topics are limited to what she articulated just a moment ago. I would ask that everyone do speak loudly and clearly. We are recording these proceedings, and we have asked that everyone limit their comments to 3 minutes. So without further ado, if we are ready, I'll go ahead and call the first participant. David Robert, are you present?
Yes, I am.
All right. If you'd like to make a comment, sir, please go ahead and begin.
Could you just tell what we're supposed to comment? I missed that real quick. I'm sorry.
Sure. Chair Drew.
Limited to.
I'll let her, if you don't mind, Chair Drew, would you repeat just the scope of the proceedings,
Yes.
just so all the rest of everyone else is aware? If not, I can certainly dig it up and repeat it.
I have it. It's right here in front of me.
Thank
So
you.
this is the public hearing on the adjudicative hearing. And the council has limited the adjudicative proceeding to the subject of land use and whether or not the council should recommend to the governor preemption of the local jurisdiction's land use provision, and if so, what conditions should be included in the draft site certification agreement, which consider state or local governmental or community interests affected by the project. So we're asking the public to comment, if they're commenting on this adjudicative proceeding, to keep their comments limited to that topic. Okay?
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm Dave Robert, one of the brothers who own the ranch where the site will be put at. One of the things I wanted to say was the site, I think, is an excellent situation because we're 40 miles west of the Tri-Cities and 12 miles north of Sunnyside. The land that will be under the solar, just about 700 acres is irrigated, but we have a declining well. So the water, in some sense, is really not considered prime farmland anymore. And the rest of the land that's going to be on is pretty much sagebrush and CRP land. So I just think it's just one of the best locations we could have for solar. It's very isolated. We're surrounded with no people able to even look in because we've got the Rattlesnake Ridge on one side, the Hanford Reservation on the other, and another small ridge. And then only just to the west of us, we have a few neighbors. So I'm just suggesting that this would be a great site and it'd be a win-win for everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Robert. With that, we'll go ahead and move on to the next speaker who has signed up, and that would be Randy Robert. Randy Robert, are you present?
I am.
Very good. And if you'd like to make your comments, please go ahead and begin.
Yes. Kind of the same way my brother was saying, the Wautoma Solar Energy Project is a very good option for renewable energy. The location is very remote, but has easy access to a BPA substation. The land that would be under solar panels is not prime farmland, along with the water table dropping in the aquifer makes for farming very challenging. This project would save water and help replenish the aquifer. The Robert Ranch would still raise cattle and farm in the future. So to me, this is a ideal spot, and it would be good for our family going into the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, moving on to the next participant, Allison Keeler. There is a note that you may not be present, but if you are, go ahead and speak up, please. All right, we'll come back to Ms. Keeler at the end to see if she did join at that point. So let's move on to the next speaker. Michael Robert, are you present, sir?
I am.
And
This is Michael Robert, also one of the Robert brothers. And I also want to comment that the location for this solar panel project is very, very isolated. It's as indicated, it's at closest 12 to 15 miles from any population area, and it is in a valley where basically it is not easily seen. There's two major highways that kind of go by the ranch and where the solar project is, but you would only see the project for about 3 miles on Highway 341, and you would only see it for about 1 mile on Highway 24. So it's a very good location for solar panel project, and at least from the public viewpoint. And also to reiterate, the well has dropped several hundred feet because of the aquifer being depleted. And if without being able to irrigate this land, the land really is very marginal, wheat country. The history of the ranch started as a sheep ranch, which didn't, and then eventually a well was drilled to do farming, but with the well dropping, it is not feasible to be farming in the way we used to do our farming. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let's move on to the next participant. Mary Larson, are you present? Mary Larson, if you're present, would you go ahead and turn yourself on mute and speak up? If not, we'll go ahead and come back to you at the end. All right, it doesn't appear so at this point, so we'll go ahead and move on to the next speaker. Excuse me. Celine Robert, are you present? Celine Robert, if you're present, go ahead and turn yourself off mute and speak up, please. Okay. We'll go ahead and just to sake of time, we'll move on to the last signed up participant, and we'll circle back to the other ones. Robert, are you present, sir?
Yes, I am. I'm one of the other brothers. Hi. I think my brother's pretty much covered it all. I'm 71 years old, and it'd be nice if the solar went in. We'd have steady income for the next 25 years. And they pretty much covered the whole thing about the water situation and the isolation of our ranch compared to other towns. That's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, so let's go ahead and circle back to the three other names who I called earlier. Then we can see if there's any other ones that have signed up that were not on the list I was provided. Allison Keeler, have you managed to join us?
Judge
Doesn't appear so.
Gerard and Kathleen Drew, this is Dave Sharp.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure if you can hear me, but Kathleen Drew, when people are dialing in, you normally give instructions on how to mute and unmute themselves. I'm wondering if perhaps the people are dialing in and can't get unmuted.
Ms. Grantham, do you see anyone who is trying to unmute?
I do not see any phone calls who have called in, but in case anybody has joined through their Teams app, maybe on their phone, and is struggling to unmute, I can instruct you that you can attempt to use *6 or #6. Though I have been checking the participants for whenever ALJ Gerard is calling the names, and I do not see the names that he is calling at the moment.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was actually checking that as well, and I don't see these participants, but I was hoping or concerned that they may be called in under someone else's name, but it doesn't appear that's the case. Thank you, Mr. Sharp, for that. So let's go ahead and call the next name of the party. Mary Larson, have you joined? Again, it doesn't appear so. Let's move on to the final one. Celine Robert, are you on any of the calls? And if so, go ahead and turn yourself off mute and go ahead and make your comments. Okay, Ms. Grantham, do we have any other participants who are not on the list that she had provided to me?
Not that I am aware of. I have been checking the FSEC inboxes that people have been emailing into to sign up, and we haven't received any new ones as of yet.
Okay. So during this interim period, I'm going to pass the reins back to Chair Drew, and she will inform us all how we'd like to proceed going forward, now that all the speakers who are present have spoken.
I think at this point, ask anyone else who is on the line if they wish to speak, and if not, we'll conclude the hearing.
Okay. So with that, if there are people who would like to speak, if you have the program up, go ahead and raise your hand just so we can control the flow. If you don't have that functionality, go ahead and just speak up and we'll take you in order. Was there anybody else present who has not spoken that would like to add to the public comment portion of this adjudication? Chair Drew, I'm not seeing anybody. How long would you like to wait before you adjourn?
I think we have heard all the testimony that we're going to hear tonight, so I think it's time to adjourn. Thank you very much for all your participation. This meeting's adjourned.